Hello everyone! I'm sure many of you actually following the Xbox Series X news are probably wondering whether this is the one console to get this year. Now the Xbox Series X console looks really great on paper. For example, we are talking about an 8-core 3.8 GHz AMD Zen 2 processor and a 12 teraflop AMD RDNA 2 GPU with 16 GB of GDDR6 RAM, a large 1 TB custom NVMe SSD storage. The system is ray tracing capable, supports up to 8K of maximum resolution, and overall it's a very powerful system. I think that two of the most important things for gamers will be, of course, seeing how the graphics performance has been improved, and second, looking at what exclusive titles are going to be released for the system in the future, or those who are actually available during launch. Now when it comes to graphics, it doesn't mean that we just want to have just beautiful graphics, because of course this is something completely subjective. The thing is, when you have a more powerful system, you create more immersive world. For example, create an open world game with more details. Having ray tracing capability means that we might see games that support more realistic lighting. I really want to see games with really beautiful particle effects and very high resolution textures that looks really amazing up close. And of course we can't forget about VR. It should look even more amazing. Of course, many games can take advantage of this powerful system, but the question is how we can actually see this both in launch, the titles that are going to launch when the console is released, and those which actually come along the road. Now, each one of us, of course, have their own games that they enjoy playing. I personally like first-person shooters, and I think, for example, Battlefield look amazing on the PS4 with the engine that EA used, and I think this type of engine will just shine on a more powerful system, and I think it's just going to look super realistic when the next Battlefield installment comes out. I also really enjoy playing open world games, but the thing is that I think many times you can see that the world is kind of empty, and I think the reason is for this because the lack of processing power that some of these games have with older generation console. This is why they look a bit lacking. And I think if the developer now have more power in their hands to develop an open world games, they can just put more polygons into the world and create really immersive and detailed worlds, which can be much more fun to be part of. And of course, this will improve the overall gameplay experience by a lot. Now I remember seeing games that have really beautiful visual effects, and even on the PS4 we've seen some frame drops. So I definitely want to see games that kind of excel when it comes to visual effects and take this to the next level. That being said, about the graphics, of course there are many different game genres that can benefit from this. This is not everything. Of course you will be able to play in 4K, and you'll be able also to run games at high frame rates. Those were actually more graphic intensive and previously run in lower frame rates. They will now be able to run on higher frame rates. Now I've read that the maximum frame rate is 120, but the thing is that we're probably going to see games that take advantage of a higher frame rate. So we're going to see kind of a PC performance games, so like first person shooters run it even a higher frame rate, which of course that's going to be great as well. Now I already posted a video of sharing my reaction to the previous gameplay event that was presented by Microsoft, and I was very disappointed. I told myself if you were able to ask a developer a question, for example, if you were to run this game that you are developing now on the PS4, will it look the same or would it look different? Is there any difference between running your game on a previous generation console compared to the next generation console like the Xbox Series X? Now if you heard something running around these lines, actually if you run this game on the PS4, it would look the same, but the thing is that you can play it in 4K, and that's about it. So if you heard something like this, would be happy to hear this, or you'd be disappointed? Well, I can share only my perspective, and in my perspective I prefer seeing games that run even on lower resolutions, but they have better visual fidelity. So games that have more details, better visual effects, maybe better realism, So they create kind of a more immersive visual experience, and this is something that I'm looking for when I'm buying a next-gen console. I want to see games maybe that enables kind of maybe seeing 100 people in a battlefield, yeah, but not in the cost of visual fidelity. So we can see multiplayer games that host many people, but still you can have really beautiful visuals, so it doesn't come at cost of anything else. Now, if it wasn't the case, why you should think about upgrading? For example, I own the PS4, and right now I'm playing on a PC, which of course in the PC you don't have these limitations. You can just ramp up your graphic cards, and there are beautiful games out there. They are just look gorgeous, and of course you might have a PC that is much more powerful than the next generation consoles. So the thing is, if you own a PC, for example, you own a PS4, you need to ask yourself, why should I buy a next gen console? So for me, for example, is two main things. First of all, being able to communicate with other people via voice, kind of voice party. That's what I like about the PS4, believe it or not. One of the most important things for me, it allows me to meet friends online and play with them constantly. So kind of you have this social hub which is built and supported by the software built into the console. Now I'm not just talking about the voice, but of course the entire social hub, when you can add friends and visit them later, see what they play. So this is something that I really enjoy when I first bought the PS4 compared to how I actually used to play when I have just the PC. This was kind of an old PC. The other thing is that, as I mentioned, I want improved graphics performance. Again, not just for better realistic visuals, but just creating more immersive worlds. And I think many game genres can benefit from it, and I really want to see the difference. Something kind of substantial, because if it's just a little adventure, probably not gonna get excited by it, and I will tell myself, maybe I shouldn't upgrade now, maybe just wait when there is a game that's really convinced me to buy into the system. Now the third thing is, of course, having really amazing exclusive titles. Now the question is whether I buy a system if there's like a really amazing game. Yes. For example, when I play Destiny, I put on some like thousands of hours on the first Destiny because I enjoyed so much, and I made so many friends back then. With some of them I'm still in touch. So it's not just about the game, but something just goes beyond the title itself. But some titles actually create this kind of a social sphere that just brings so many benefits that goes beyond the console itself. So if there is a game that I see myself enjoying playing for the long term, and knowing that there will be friends buying also the console and I can play with them together, if there is a specific game that I know that I'm gonna enjoy playing, I will buy the system for this game, yes. But if I see that there are some games that are, that are available for the system that I don't enjoy playing, I probably will not buy it on day one. I'm probably gonna wait until good titles are introduced and then I'm gonna buy the system. I mean, what I'm going to do if I have the system and not games that I enjoy playing. But the thing is that I believe that there will be great games available for both consoles at launch, and some AAA games. So I really can see myself being in a situation when the consoles are released and there won't be one game that I will probably enjoy playing. The other thing is, it's not related to the console itself, but just being there when the party is happening and when the console is released, and you can, everybody's excited and everybody goes online, we can play games together, and this is the time where people are really excited, just discovering, this new system, talking together online, playing the new games together. So this is something about this kind of party feeling that you want to take part of. And of course, the release of those two next-gen consoles, both the Xbox Series X and the PS5, these are going to be the best place to be if you are an enthusiast gamer. And I don't want to be out of it. But again, there are some reasons that might make me delay my purchase, but we'll wait and see. I mean, I know myself, even just having the tens of thousands of games available on Steam, it doesn't mean that I'm playing everything. Actually, I'm very kind of selective with what I enjoy playing and what I want to play. And usually most of the time I enjoy playing multiplayer games. Again, first-person shooter, multiplayer games, open-world games, RPG, action RPGs. But I'm looking forward to read the AAA title and those big titles that many players are going to play and ones that my friends are playing, so I can enjoy playing with them as well. Now the next thing that I'm baffling about is whether to purchase the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. Now, for me, I enjoy the PS4 a lot, and I have friends that actually own the PS4, they don't own Xbox. I really enjoy the overall experience, so I'm kind of leaning towards the PlayStation 4. That being said, of course, I'm not locked on anything, and the Xbox Series X is also a console that I'm thinking about buying. So eventually, we see the hardware. I think when it comes to performance, it will be more about the same. So I don't think you're going to see really a big difference, although I read that some people say that the Xbox Series X is more powerful, but whether we see a real difference, we'll need to wait and see. And of course, some games won't take advantage of all the power of the console, right? So there are some games will take more, some of them will take less. It depends on the game. Now the thing is that if you see games that are available on the Xbox Series X and both on the PC, of course I won't see any reason to buy them on the Xbox Series X because I can buy them for the PC. I don't need to buy the system for this one. So maybe it will come to those unique titles, exclusive titles that are available to each platform. And I think this is something that will be have more weight for me when I need to make a decision. So if I see there are really great titles that I want to play on the Xbox Series X compared to the PlayStation 5, I might consider buying the Xbox Series X. But the thing is that I put my trust in Sony when it comes to great exclusive titles. And if you've seen what happened with the PS4 versus the Xbox, I personally preferred the exclusive titles that were available for the PlayStation 4 compared to what was available in the Xbox. And this actually, I was very happy that I purchased the PS4 compared to the Xbox One. So in some way, I've kind of believed in Sony to be able to deliver on the promise for having great exclusive compared to Microsoft. Now, I'm not a fanboy of either. I can make a decision based on the games that I see myself enjoy playing. But of course, I have the other decisions, but eventually it will come to games. Which platform has the more titles which I see myself enjoy playing at the end of the day? Now, after seeing the gameplay event for Xbox Series X, I was disappointed hands down. This definitely did not convince me to buy this system. As for right now, this system is not on my wish list, let's say it like this. But I still wait to see what Sony will come up with. So I don't care that the Xbox Series X is a very powerful console, and I don't care about all the other marketing things that they're putting up with. And of course, they're beautiful imagery, like you see these ones on the screen, about all the technology advantages and stuff. At the end of the day, I'm going to play a game, right? So this is kind of black box to me. I know it's powerful, nice. Even my PC is powerful enough to run many, many amazing games. But of course, what I care about is the game themselves, because there are so many games out there, but I'm not playing many of the games out there. I'm searching for the games that I know that I would enjoy playing. So this is what I'm waiting for. I just do hope that the event in June will be seeing more things, kind of reveals, and I'm looking forward to hear some more news about exclusive titles. And then we'll see. And of course, I'm going to wait to see what Sony going to present in their event, and then I'll make my decision. The other thing is that, you know, there are so many games out there, both for the PC, even for the Nintendo Switch that I enjoy playing, that it's also about the time that you have to play, right? Because I just can't play all of them. And there are many games that I don't play because I don't have time to play all of them. I wish I had. So I was just thinking to myself, all right, you're going to have another system. So you're going to have the Nintendo Switch, you're going to have the PC, and you have probably maybe the Xbox Series X or the PS5. And I personally prefer like investing my time like in 1, 2, or 3 games. There's kind of one of the big games that I usually play is kind of a big game that kind of stay for, you know, at least 2 years, and I'm playing with it regularly. And I prefer games that are multiplayer, with have quick session gameplay, like mobile games, first-person shooters, which I can jump in, play a few rounds, you know, and go back to do other things. And I don't see myself like going into like an MMO RPG again, something big that requires a lot of time investment, like Destiny was for me. So I don't see myself playing this type of game. So if this kind of game like maybe Destiny 3 comes, I probably won't be playing it. So again, it really depends not just the type of game, but actually when this game times in a certain part of my life. So I'm probably going to look forward playing other type of game which I play when I purchase the PS4. So again, decisions. We'll see what it will happen when we get a clearer picture of both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. We see what titles there are there, and we'll see whether which console will be better to get. And of course, each one of us going to make their own decision based on their own criteria. For me, I haven't decided yet, I have to admit. I also have to think that I'm traveling from place to place from time to time quite frequently. Just carrying the console with me and probably a screen, it's not something kind of convenient. But if I want to get kind of something good from it, good entertainment, and I enjoy it, of course I'm going to get it. But again, it's not that convenient for me to carry a console with me compared to just having my PC, which is my work device, which I just use it all the time, and even a portable mobile gaming console like the Nintendo Switch. We can just shovel it into a little bag, and of course it's very easy to carry, and I only play handheld, by the way. I'm not taking the base with me, so it's also provide me, it's very comfortable for my way of life. Now I'm sure many of you also have your own buying decision. You're going to make your own buying decision based on your criterias, and I just want to hear what you think. Which console you are looking forward to, whether you're impressed with what we've seen until now with the Xbox Series X, or whether you think about not buying it at all. I mean, right now I'm still on the fence, and what I've seen right now didn't convince me, but of course soon enough we're gonna have a clearer picture of what's available for both consoles. So share your opinion in the comment section below. I really want to hear what you think, and that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone, cheers.